Now, in some of my previous videos, I've mentioned the word JV or joint ventures. When I was talking about diversifying, compounding, I made mention of joint ventures in some of those videos. So it's already high time for me to do a dedicated video for us to talk about joint ventures, the available opportunities, and the importance of you understanding how joint ventures work. Now, in case you are coming across a video like this for the first time, please meet the Property Guy Property channel, and this will discuss everything real estate for first-time investors, avid investors, people who are new to real estate investment, who have been buying real estate. Some have been buying real estate even before I was born. This channel is still for you. We have a lot to still tell you about the markets, the opportunities there, the return on investment, the locations, the market trends. We explain everything here for you to understand. So this is your go-to channel, basically. So after watching this particular episode, I will also suggest you go to our different playlists. We have a playlist on property investor series, real estate companies, shortlets, Ekbe, Ibejuleki, Q&A. Even we have done a couple of interview sessions also. We have playlists on that too. So you are definitely going to be hooked on the channel for probably 4 hours. So let's go straight into the topic. Joint ventures, which is JV. What are the opportunities and what are the terms and conditions like? So before we go straight into the topic and start talking about JV, if you have not subscribed yet to our videos, we really want you to subscribe again. This is Rabi once again at your door knocking. Bang bang bang. Come and subscribe. We really want you to subscribe, and if you have subscribed already, we want you to turn on the notification button because we don't want you to miss any of our guides. We have some of you guys that have subscribed already, but you don't know that we drop some content is because you have not turned on the notification button. So kindly do turn on the notification button so that you get these updates right on your phone, either you're on Android or you're on iPhone. So alright, so let's go straight into the topic. What is JV? JV is very common. If you go online or you are discussing with some agents, you are going to hear the option of JV. And if you have some properties in some certain areas in Lagos, like if it's Swan, Ikoyi, or you have something like around the Ikeja or Surulere land, in this instance, you might have also come across some partnership proposals regarding JV. Now, some projects here in Lagos also are JV, are joint ventures. So joint ventures basically is simple. Someone owns the land, someone's develop on it. That's just it. Someone is providing the land and someone else is providing the funding, the project expertise, and the development. For example, the Alaro City is a joint venture between the Lagos State government and Rendezvous. The Ekpe Film City that was recently launched is also a JV between the Lagos State government and Del York. There are also several other projects around Ogudu, around the Ikeja GRA, around Ilukweju, around Abraham Adesanya, which are also JV between the Lagos State government and a private developer. Now, as the Lagos State government can do joint ventures with private developers, individuals and corporate entities can also do joint ventures, which means that an individual can own a land and sign a joint venture with a developer to develop that property. The same way, a corporate entity can also own a land and sign a JV, which is a joint venture, with another developer to develop that property. So there are different models with this JV. We have build and share. We have build, operate, and transfer. So the model of the JV will determine how the developer makes its money and how you that owns the land also make your money. So let's talk about the models now. Let's start with build and share. Build and share was like the previous model that a lot of JV was. A lot of people that did JV in Magodo, a lot of people that did JV in Omole, they did build and share. So they have 1,000 square meters. Developer goes there, build with its own funds. The investor or the landowner provide the land, the investor provide the funding, the expertise, and they develop the property, and then they share. So sometimes they split equally, which can be like 50-50, and sometimes they split like 60-40, 70-30, depending. So for a build and share JV, after the project is done, they can look at the total cost or the total value of the project, and then they split. So let's say a land is valued at 200 million, for example, and then a developer submit a proposal to do maybe terraces or apartment there, and after developing the property, everything now is like 1 billion. Remember, the value of the land is 200 million. So they can do, let's say, 30-70, where the developer takes 70%, which is like 700 million, and then the landowner takes 300 million. They can only do 60-40, depending too. But the model here is, once this project is completed, we are sharing. I take my own share, developer takes their own share, everybody smiles. Alright, so the second model, we have what we call build, operate, and transfer, BOT. Lagos State government does that a lot. So for the build, operate, and transfer, once this project is developed, we are not splitting, we are not sharing. I'm only going to allow the developer to use this particular project for a number of years for the developer to recoup his fund and make his own profits. Afterwards, he transfers the entire project back to me. So which means that after the developer have developed that project, he's going to find a way to commercialize it. So he's going to make his own money based on the entire funding or the entire capital that they spent to develop this project. So the duration of the operation can be 10 years, can be 20 years, can be 30 years, can be 40 years, depending on the capital involved. So after the duration of the operation, the entire project goes back to me. This is very common on the mainland with our long lease project. It's a BOT, build, operate, and transfer. So there's a face me and face you house. Developer go there, they demolish the old building, build new apartments, maybe on 3 floors or on 2 floors. Then they operate that particular apartment for like maybe 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, depending on the JV agreement. So after the entire 25 years, the project goes back to the family that owns the land. In the case of Lagos State government also, Lagos State government also has some BOT JV, like the Lekki Deep Sea Port. So it's a JV. The Lagos State government provided the land. The Lekki Deep Sea Port Chinese company went there, developed the seaport, and are going to operate it for a number of years. Afterwards, they return it back to the Lagos State government. So BOT is also another fantastic way for you to also do some JV. So you have a prime property, or you yourself, there's a prime location which you feel like you have the expertise to develop. You can just sign up some JV joint venture agreements with a couple of people that own land there. That let me develop this, let me develop a mall here, let me develop a block of shops here, let me develop a block of apartments here. Then I can have this on a lease for like maybe 15 years, 20 years, and then we transfer this to you back. So there are a couple of important terms that you need to understand when it comes to joint ventures and JV. I can remember sometime this year a contact came to my DM and they was asking me about JV. Okay, they want to do a JV, and what's the sharing ratio like? And I told him the available sharing ratio. I was like, so you cannot do 50-50. If you are the one that owns the land, you can't do 50-50. That's me being frank with you. I gave an example before. Let me give another example. So now you have a 1,000 square meter of land valued at 50 million naira. So a developer walks to you and tell you that, okay, you want to do a JV on this apartment. You want to build, let's say, six blocks of flats here. So when we build these 6 blocks of flats, each block of flats we are going to sell at 50 million. 50 million times 6, that's 300 million. Remember, the value of your land is 50 million. Now, with the proposal that the developer is proposing now, if they build this project on your land, what is sitting on that land now will be valued at 300 million. There is no way the developer is going to sign 50-50 with you, because the developer is also going to spend his own money to fund the development. So the max you can get, basically the max you can get is to get like maybe 100 million out of that, the entire 300 million. So that's why you're going to see cases of like 70-30, 60-40. 60-40 is even sometimes in places like Ikate, you even see 90-10, where the owner of the land is getting like 10% and the developers are taking 90%. I know it looks like developer is taking 90%. You are only looking 90% as a percentage. If that project is worth 2 billion, 10% of 2 billion, that's 200 million. And the developer will definitely still spend money to build that project because that's a high rise. So you are not really going to be looking at the percentage in terms of percentage. You have to look at the percentage in terms of the exact amount it is, because the value of your land will have to be put into consideration. So if you have a developer also, you want to go into development and want to sign JV, don't look at the percentage as whatever they are giving you. You must always look at the percentage in terms of the capital value of it. If they are giving you 70% of, let's say maybe the entire project is 700 million, and they are giving you 10% of that is 70 million, 20% is 140 million, 30% is 210 million. Basically, if you remove 210 million from 700 million, that's like around 590 million or 490 million left. Now 490 million, you have to definitely look at what is going to cost you to build that project itself, because if you are not smart enough, you are just going to spend 400 million on a project and make only 90 million, whereas maybe the person that owns the land, maybe the land is just 100 million, the person just walk away with 210 million, 110 million extra. So these are the maths, and these are where the calculations are very, very important. Now, you're also going to come across something like what we call a premium. A premium is a particular fee that is charged for a developer that wants to do a particular JV for him to drop. There is a land and they want to do a JV, and the person that owns the land wants to be sure that you have the capacity to actually develop and deliver this project. They can charge you a premium. Now, okay, if you are telling others you want to do the project of 700 million here, okay, give us 70 million as a premium. So for us to know that, okay, you actually have this capacity to deliver this project. So you drop the 70 million and then they allow you that, okay, go on, we sign the JV with you, you can go on there. And some JV doesn't come with a premium at all. So it depends. But you are always going to have signing fees. Signing fees just like, okay, oh yeah, you guys should take this just for allowing me to go to the land and work. So these are the different opportunities. So you can see that this expands a whole lot of real estate opportunities out there for you, because you really don't have to own the land for you to start development. You can start with JV. And this does not only apply to Lagos. There are a lot of developers doing JV also in Abuja. There are a couple of developers even doing JV in Ibadan too. So the model is the same. It's all about looking for prime land in prime locations that you feel whatever that you want to do there will sell. Pitch the idea or the proposal to the people that own the land, and then you either do a build and share or a build, operate and transfer. So these are our thoughts. These are what we have to share with you regarding JV, the opportunities there. When I was drawing some of my maps on diversification, I was talking about JV there, that you don't really have to have a land and the only thing you are thinking about is to sell it. No, you can sign JV deals. You know, you have a land and then you don't want to develop it with your money, you can just sign a JV with a developer. Tell the developer, okay, do 6 apartments here, me I will take 2, and the person who went there developed the 6, you take your 2. You can decide to sell your 2, rent out your 2, stay in 1, sell 1, or decide whatever that you want to do with it. And depending to if the land is so much valuable, you can tell the person, okay, do semi-detached building, I take 1, you take 1. 2, go there and develop maybe 4 detached building, I take 1, and then you take 3. So as long as you are not developing with your money, you are fine, because you know that you own the land and you are still going to make profit from whatever that you are getting back. So these are the opportunities that you get. These are the leverages that you get when you own the land, and also these are also the opportunities that you have too when you have fund, you have capital. You don't really have to go and buy a house or something. You can just fund projects and make your money. Makes a lot of sense. So in case you have further questions regarding JV, joint ventures, you have properties, or there are some proposals you are looking at and you want to be sure if this particular proposal is going to sell in this particular location, then you can reach out to me. You can drop a comment here. Our comment is always open, or you can reach out to me. You can look at the location you want to do a joint venture, or the location where you are looking for a developer, because this thing does not work in everywhere. It's not like your property will be in a place that does not sell and you are looking for a developer will not come, because developers want to put their money in a project where they know they can develop and make their money as fast as possible. Timing is very key. So, but you can look at different options for you, different leverages that you can do on a particular property or on a particular real estate that you have, and how you can maximize and squeeze in more return on that particular investment. So you can drop your comments if you have been enjoying our videos. This is us again banging your door, gong, and we want you to subscribe. We want you to sign up to our channel, because we are going to start rolling out memberships. We want our subscribers to grow. We want our videos to get to more people, and we know everything that we are sharing here is fantastic. We put a lot of effort in doing a lot of market research to share this content here. So we want you to subscribe. We want you to turn on the notification button. We also want you to share this content with as many people as possible. For a couple of you guys that have been thinking that, Rabi, how can we support your channel? How can we support what you do? Subscribe. After you subscribe, invite people, let them subscribe too. That's one of the ways that you can support us. All right, so I still remain your number one property on the planet, your property advisor, property consultant, Rabi Mustafa. Thanks once again for watching our videos. See you next time.